It's a conversation that we want to have right now. The Marketing Awards 2019, it's happening on Friday. Yeah, that's coming up, and I have my guest in studio. The idea here is really to empower and regulating the marketing industry and also to award the best people there. Let me introduce my guest first so that they tell you what this is all about. And I'll start from my immediate left, Mudhoni Mushai. Thank you for making time. She's a CEO Tilvera Consulting and also a lecturer at Riara University and the Vice Chairperson, Marketing Society of Kenya, followed by Pheodor Mundia. Thank you for coming as well. Strategic Business Manager at Unilever East Africa and also the Chairperson for Marketing Society of Kenya. Thanks for making time this morning. So this Marketing Awards 2019, what is it meant to achieve, Pheodor?
So if I could probably set some context. The Marketing Society of Kenya is a self-regulated body of marketers, and the idea is to challenge ourselves to be better in terms of raising the ceiling in marketing as well as regulating the profession, and that's what we stand for. So in terms of the Marketing Awards, it's our flagship brand, and it's mainly around how do we celebrate great marketing. How do we celebrate teams that have put a lot of work in driving great marketing campaigns that drive to business growth? And we term ourselves as the force behind business. So it's actually an event where people have submitted campaigns that will be reviewed, and the best marketing campaigns will be judged and awarded at that night. Yeah,
and that's what I really want Mushai to delve into. What is the criteria of choosing? Because then how would you know that this is a successful campaign, this is not? Is it based on previous results?
No, not actually previous results. So we have almost a four-page document that we share with the companies and the agencies that are bringing in their entries. And a lot of things are looked into. So bottom line is the objectives of the campaign. Are they clear? Are we able to see what your objectives were and return on investment of the marketing campaigns that were actually executed? So that is how we measure the success of the campaigns. All right. And Pheodor, this is a theme. The theme for this year is connecting the dots, right? So connect the dots for us. What have you seen in terms of the changing marketing strategy? Say 5 years behind, and how do you see it progressing 5 years from now?
So I think if I talk about the marketing context, we moved from days of traditional media where a campaign would only flight on TV, flight on a billboard, do a newspaper, and that's what you'd call as marketing. We've moved to a space where there's digital transformation, there is storytelling, there is engaging one-on-one with your consumer. And that's a whole story around what marketing is today. And that's a journey 5 years and going forward where you're actually able to have a one-on-one interaction with your end consumer and shopper and give them your brand story. So the essence of our theme is how do we share that story, connect all those dots from you getting yourself aware, innovating the product, making yourself aware, driving the benefits, understanding what the consumer is looking for, solving that consumer need, and actually surpassing it. And from there, once they have the satisfaction, you're able to move and grow with them. So we want to see how marketers and campaigns can connect all those different touch points of a consumer life and bring it to life through a brilliant marketing campaign.
So Mushai, isn't that where the problem really is? Because then we talk about brand authenticity, especially online. There's a chance of plagiarism. There's a chance of people doing exactly what other people are doing. How do you sift through and realize this is the person who started this idea earlier and therefore they should be awarded instead of the other person?
Okay, so like in any business, I mean, the person who presents the campaign, they have actually also put in evidence that this is what we did from beginning to end, but not just looking also at this is what they've put in. What does the consumer say about the product? What does the consumer say? Are you being focused on the customer centricity of, you know, the actual campaign? So for me, I would say they look at many things, but the authenticity of what they're bringing in is backed by evidence. And so a rigorous criteria is set, a rigorous judging process with very distinguished members of the marketing industry. Even actually across the board, we have researchers, we have creatives. People sit down and actually look through and sift through all the entries and then award the winners. So it's a very, very rigorous process, and you're able to establish the authenticity of everything that you put in.
So how does this help the winners exactly? What happens? Do they get a boost in terms of, is it monetary? What are the awards? In Kenya, we always ask,
yeah. Well, unfortunately, there's no monetary recognition, but for us, it sets the standards. We raise the ceiling of the marketing campaigns we are doing. You know, what is marketing? So what we are rewarding is basically the best of the best campaigns that this country would produce. What does it do for them? Bragging rights. It has bragging rights, and also just recognizing, you know, the efforts of the people behind certain campaigns. All the huge campaigns you see on TV, you hear on radio. I mean, we need to recognize those efforts. A lot goes into it.
And also there's a bit of authenticity that comes with it, right?
Of course, certainly. I mean, this, for you to be awarded, you've stood out. You've stood out, and remember, we have a huge panel of very, very, how do I say this? Very, very, what's the word? They're very distinguished, basically, marketers and people across the board who understand what marketing is and understand what we're supposed to be looking for and rewarding. Yeah.
And now, Pheodor, there's one other thing that research shows that most small businesses close within the first 3 to 5 years of starting. How much of that can be attributed to lack of a proper marketing strategy?
So it's a complex analysis, and you can't attribute it only to marketing. Yeah, but what marketing is to any business, it's a force that drives your business growth. And how do you put that in context? From the point of innovation, for you to say, I'm Trevor, this is my brand, this is the product I want to give this consumer. You need to understand, what does this consumer actually looking for? What are the benefits they want? How do they want that product delivered? And that's the role of marketing, from the innovation stage, from the research stage, and then creating the awareness stage. So unfortunately, marketing is viewed as an add-on. Yeah, it's not a core to some of these businesses. And you understand the complexity of starting a business. You have so many things that go around, and investing in marketing at that point, if you're not really exposed to it, would not seem as priority. But for those businesses who put some investment behind marketing, what marketing does to you, it creates awareness. It gives more information about what your product is offering and why your product is different from the other and how it delivers to you. So by creating that awareness, you drive that believability, and people are able to trial. So once I'm able to try, and I get the link of your product delivery to what I really want, then I'm able to say to your business and be loyal to your business. So marketing is a force that allows you to drive business in terms of creating awareness, driving loyalty, and driving trial. So I think for businesses that are young, the key thing is, and in this day and age, you don't have to invest so much across different platforms. There's so different touch points that consumer have that you can use, from digital to one-on-one to what do you call it, door-to-door, and first understanding who your consumer is. So once you do that, then it's very easy to at least grow with your consumer group and expand your business as you grow. So I think in summary, marketing allows businesses to create awareness that allows the business to continue thriving and innovate.
I know this is the first time where you're taking submissions online, and also the judgment will be done online. How can the younger population take advantage of the digital space to market themselves from what you've seen across board? Because they started in 1968.
Certainly.
So what have you seen changing? What are the trends?
Okay, the trends that I've seen changing is people moving away from your traditional, sort of marketing and media ways and focusing on digital, because almost everybody, look at the phone usage penetration is very high in this country. Almost everybody has a device that has internet connectivity. So how they can do that, as Pheodor has said, not everybody has that budget to sort of go through the traditional sort of mainstream advertising ways. So if they get into your digital marketing space, I think they have an opportunity to sell their brand. They have an opportunity to be visible in that space, and also just be competitive, because that's the future, really. We are actually in the future. So how, Pheodor, as we come to an end on this, what is your picture of success? So say these awards come through, what would you like to see it grow into in future?
So a couple of things. I think one is to bust the myth that you need budget, crazy budget, to have a big marketing campaign. And the essence of rigorous process, as Muthoni has put it, is we look at the finer details on what your objective was and how you went around addressing the consumer need. So that's one thing we need to get out there, that campaigns can actually run on very low budget, but at the end of the day, achieve the objective. So we look at all spectra. picture of success is we're actually the biggest marketing awards in East Africa.
Yeah.
And we set the standards through thought leadership. So saying what great looks like, raising the ceiling in that capacity, and that's our role. How we would like to progress is making this bigger. We have in different discussions across different countries within the continent on how we do that. We're also challenging marketers to be exposed and move out there. And we've seen campaigns actually from Kenya win awards outside the continent and within the continent in big awards. So that means we have pockets of great here. And the last thing for me is how does the ecosystem of marketers, which is your peer researchers, digital media owners, have one voice, and we're able now to engage with the government more. When government is creating policy around advertising, how are we engaged? How do we deliberate as stakeholders? Because we have the guidelines and measures on how good marketing should be done across the globe. So we're able to share those pockets of how to do it better with the government and create policies that protect the consumer as well as empower businesses to grow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mushai, what is your picture of success? And also, as we come to an end on this discussion, what are the categories? Because some people say even political campaigns are also marketing. I mean, if I win, if I win the seat and then I was campaigning for myself, do I get an award?
Exactly.
For a strategy?
Okay, let me first answer your question about the categories. So there are 12 categories actually. So some of the categories are, which is the best marketing campaign. We also, the other one is sustainability marketing, digital marketing, you know, product relaunch. So there are different categories, and there are some that are actually judged, it's basically to the discretion of the judges. So that one does not get into the system. That one, the judges have exclusively decided who will take home that. So the categories are so many, because remember, marketing has so many facets. So also to enable marketers and people bringing in their entries, an opportunity. Okay, if I don't get here, maybe I might just put in this one and I just might be the winner. My picture of success is when marketing is going to be recognized for what it really is. You know, you said earlier about businesses failing within the first 3 years. And as Pheodor rightfully put, because they don't put into consideration the necessity of this particular facet, not investing in it. It becomes a side, you know, I said, oh, consideration, let's do this and that. But people need to understand the necessity of having marketing as one of the main pillars of success in their businesses.
All right. Thank you so much for making time this morning. Mudhoni Mushai, I see you wanted to add something, but we really ran out of time. Vice Chairperson, Marketing Society of Kenya, and Pheodor Mundia as well, who's the chairperson of the Marketing Society of Kenya. Thank you so much for making time. I have to